A fantastic day to each and every one of you. Welcome to our international podcast, Below the Belt, who vex lose. Let us know if you're hearing us loud and clear. We want to ensure that is happening. You guys are hearing us loud and clear. You have no challenges where that is concerned. Welcome to our national podcast, Below the Belt, folks. Good to see Beatrice Selby, always first in line on YouTube, and good to see all you other beautiful, fantastic, lovely, good-natured people who are joining us. Wherever you guys are joining us from around the world, we are so happy. We are so happy that all of you are here. We couldn't ask, of course, for a better audience. We got the greatest audience in the world, and we are so happy. We are so happy for that. It's not something we take lightly at all. Trust that you guys have had a good weekend. Trust that you guys have had a fantastic weekend and that all is well where you are. Hope that you guys had a great weekend, a fantastic, big, beautiful weekend, guys. Trust you guys have had a great time and that the week is off to a great start. Marilyn Thomas, we see you there on the Squires. We see you there as well. And we see Sean. We see you too, June Chase. We see you, Fonda Alana, Wicks Stevens. We see you there too. A lot of names to go through. Good to see you, folks. Pace and power. We're fired up. We're ready to go. Y'all don't look to see who's sharing. Once you share the live stream, that's all that matters. And smash that emoji button as well, guys. Guyana checking bully. We take him bully. That's what we're telling you. We take him bully. We take him bully. Suriname taking advantage of the weak leadership in this country, and the fishermen are suffering regretfully as a result of that. Fishermen are suffering. It's sufferation, and folks, you'll be struck. You'll be surprised at what's happening between Suriname and Guyana, where fishing is concerned in the Quarantine River. You're gonna be shocked. You're gonna be flabbergasted. You're gonna be surprised. But that being said, it's good to have you guys here. I see in Koja, good to see you, and Sandra Jones and Jim Isaacs. Great to see you as well, guys. We're so happy that you all are here. Marilyn Thomas, good to see you too. And I see June Cameron is here. Good to see each and every one. You couldn't ask for a better audience at all, at all, at all. We're so happy that you folks are here. We are so happy, guys. We're so happy. So happy that you were here. Couldn't ask for a better audience, folks. We taking bully. We taking bully. You know these boys here. These boys here rank for they are bad for the ranks of the people. They're bad for the ranks. We're talking about catfish. I'm talking about Papa Jagabat. They're bad for the ranks of the people, and they got started. I'm bullying them. Where our territorial sovereignty is concerned. We taking bully Maureen Coppin Williams. We taking bully Divine Smith. We taking bully Magnell. We them they're taking bully. They know who the bad for. They know who the bad for. Folks, don't let me waste any time. Share the live stream as you comment. Smash that emoji button for us. And let me go down the road, people. Let me talk the things. Marlon Thomas, good to see you. We're fired up like Marlon Thomas, and we're ready to go. Abiola, Washington. We hope you are as well. Errol Lane, so good to see you, Errol, and Rania Koj, Rania Caesar, rather, Yonet Ann Smith, Onjan, good to see you, Yonet, and Abiola, Washington, Marilyn Larimer, good to see you, Alexis Alder, good to see you, Sherlyn Juicer Tendrick, good to see you, Desiree. Simon Liverpool, good to have all you fantastic folks. Folks, yeah, tell me why we taking bully now. Tell me why we taking bully. Why we taking bully? Huh? We shouldn't be taking bully. We's not bad, man. Hmm? We know everything. Why we taking bully? Now, this is a topic we'll be examining during the course of our discussion. Why we taking bully? That's what I want to know. That's what I want to know. Them boys know who the bad for. They know who the bad for. Don't come around with fun with your nonsense. Y'all know all who y'all bad for. But we can be following this. This is our topic for discussion. Then y'all gonna be shocked and surprised when y'all hear some nonsense that happened. Of course, you won't hear this via NCN. You won't hear this kind of thing, via some of the other quote unquote mainstream media. You won't hear it. How they gonna want people to know the taking bully? They know who the bad for. They ain't bad for we. They're not bad for us, guys. No, no, no. They're not bad for us. Trust that you guys have had a great day. Trust the weather is great where you are, guys. And trust that you guys are great as well. Good to see each and every one of you here with us, guys. Good to see each and every one of you. Couldn't ask for a better audience. Facebook user it says, "We outside. We outside." Alexis always here, and Desiree Hollingsworth is here as well. We have Valerie Clark is here. Glycis Mingo, Born Glycis, we see you. Good to have you, Glycis. Hope your week is off to a fantastic start. Winston Henry, we see you, Winston. We see you. We see you. Good to have each and every one of you, beautiful, lovely folks here with us. Really, really grateful that we've had such a great audience in you guys. We out here. We out here. Somebody put it like that. We out here. It's true. It's true. We gotta be boots on the ground, locally, domestically. We gotta be boots on the ground, international. Every front, can anybody do the pack of nonsense? Shondell Moses is a pack of nonsense. Persis Wilson, Cherry Baskin, Greenwich is a set of nonsense you're doing. It's a set of foolishness. And we're gonna be chronicling some of that for you. We're gonna be chronicling some of that for you during the course of our board. You're gonna be shocked. You're gonna have the same set of people. You're gonna have the same set of people. They know the bad for. The bad for themselves. They ain't fooling nobody out. If you're on the ground, if you're roots, if you're a grounds person, you know what's happening. You know what's going down, you know what's up. And you know, for instance, nothing irregular. Nothing irregular, they know who the bad for. They ain't bad for we. That's why I know. And clearly, clearly, they ain't bad for the Surinamese. Clearly, clearly, they are not bad for the Surinamese. They ain't bad for the Surinamese. But we're happy that all you guys are here. We are really happy that all you guys are here. Pace and power in 2022, folks. Pace and power. Pace and power in 2022. Pace and power. And again, those of you who are now joining us, we're talking about how Guyana taking bully from Suriname. Of course, Suriname taking advantage of the weak leadership, the puppet leadership. We got happening. I think people don't watch it and start laughing. We. Hmm? Surinamese must be right back in the cabinet. So look at these fools here. Look at these pia people. Taking bully, we taking bully, we taking bully. I'm telling you how. Surinamese taking advantage. Oh, we poor, weak leadership. Taking advantage, making me look bad. Making me look bad. We looking thin, folks. We looking thin out here. We looking thin. We looking thin. It's a bit embarrassing now, honestly. Yep, we looking thin. Brenda, how are you looking out there? How's the weather where you guys are? How is the weather where you guys are? Thank you for tuning in from all around the world. Let us know where you're picking up this signal or broadcast or program or podcast from. It's 29 degrees where we are, folks. We'll be there. We'll be there. 29 degrees outside. Well, rather, it's 28 degrees. Let me just make sure I refresh this. I bring you valid and credible information. Information. Yep, it's 28 degrees outside, but they're telling us it feels like 34. It feels like 34. I know it feels like 28 to me. And there's a 6% chance it's going to rain. A 6% chance, of course. We're broadcasting from the national capital city of Georgetown in Guyana. And that's the weather forecast where we are. And we trust the weather is fine where you are as well. Of course, the forecast. In the forecast today, it's some showers into the evenings. They're telling us the percentage of the percentage likeliness is gonna rain overnight is raises to 35 as we progress into the evening, and it stays that way overnight. But right now, there's a 6% chance it's going to rain. I'm thankful that it's just after 12 where we are. I know the time may be different for those of you who might be joining us from Europe. I know I think we've gone now in sync with what's happening in North America. We're now sync with the time there. So you were supposed to be seeing 14 minutes after 12 where you are, because that's the time where we are as well. And even if the weather imperfect, I know we fighting through that. We gonna make it perfect. We gonna make it. Irrespective of the weather, you gotta do what you gotta do. If you gotta get to work, you gotta get to work. That's it. Donna McCrae, Shondell Moses, Deborah Clark. Deborah, how are you doing in Barbados? Deborah says it's hot and sunny from Barbados. But we're so happy for you, Deborah. We're so happy for you. Good to see you, Deborah. Mortimer Timothy Reynolds, good to see you. Mortimer says it's sunny in Belladrum. Well, good for you. It's sunny where we are as well. Sunny in beautiful Belladrum. Yep. Sister Mercy, we see you there. And Cecile Ogle. We see each and every one of you. Brenda Bradford says it's sunny and hot in Florida. Sunny and hot in Florida. We're so happy. Yep. Vin Prasad wants to know what we fighting. We gotta fight the Trinis. We gotta fight the Surinamese. We gotta fight the Surinamese because they're taking advantage of us. We taking bully. We gotta fight the Jagabats too. And the Trench Crappos. Gavin Liverpool, them boys bullying we. That's what we said. We taking bully. We taking bully. Yep, Alicia Thomas, we see you there. Basil Clark, we see you as well. And Dexter Haley says, a part of North America, South Illinois, is giving us the forecast here. Let me see. Some of the comments are going by a little too quick. We got to scroll back to catch his comments in full. Yeah, Dexter Haley says part of North America, in places like Southern Illinois, it's 11:15. Oh yeah, so is that all over going back? Thanks for that update, Dexter. Thanks for that update. How is the weather like in Southern Illinois? How is the weather like? And what are you up to Dexter, or up there? Down there or up there? Dexter Haley joining us from Southern Illinois. Good to have you aboard, Dexter. Good to have you. And all the other wonderful, beautiful folks, uncontroversial, peace loving guys. How is it happening where you are? What's happening for lunch? What's happening, folks? We now getting up for breakfast. Some of y'all know y'all still check with breakfast. Y'all still looking for lunch. Still looking for lunch. Thomasina Ben, good to see you, Thomasina. How are you doing where you are? Good to see you. Pansy Fields, we see you. Pansy Fair Lions, we see you as well. Uh, Fair Lions says it's cold in Georgia. Yep. Rainy night in Georgia. From that song. We got we age, we know we things. Yep. It says it's cold. And make sure I get the city right. Yep. Fair Lion says it's cold here in Atlanta, Georgia. Cold in Atlanta, Georgia. Siobhan McDonald says she's watching from New Jersey. Yep, we love that. We love all over the world. We people there. Siobhan says she's joining from New Jersey. And Marilyn Thomas says it's 12:16, same time as here in New York. 12:16 in New York. Yep. 12:16 in New York. Good to have you. Good to have you, Marilyn Thomas. Yep. And Dexter says where he is lightning and thunder. We'll be sending some sunshine your way. Some sunshine. Wilton's Carrot, we see you. Wilton's Carrot, we see you there. And all the other beautiful folks who joined us. Jamal Aziz, we see you as well. And Peggy Russell Elias, Wendy Rowland, we see you as well. Diane Griffzandi. Diane, how you doing, Diane? How you doing? Diane, thanks for the thing. Thanks for the thing. Yeah, don't worry with Diane. Thing Diane, send me. Shucks. Yeah, send things. We thank you all too. Thanks, Diane, for that thing. We're so grateful. Pace and power helps us to move forward. Yep, folks, Amanda's back. Did you catch the FYI this morning? We had Amanda. We had some good laughs in the program. In the middle of getting some news and information to you guys. Yep. Valid and credible information. Amanda's back. Brought me some newspapers from Great Britain, from London. Brought the some newspapers. Brought me some ties as well, and a lovely belt. Praxcom people. Praxcom. Some lovely ties and a lovely belt. Always do it. You gotta look out for your friends. The less fortunate in this life. You gotta look out for your friends. So Amanda is back with us, and Amanda was on with us. Our co-host is back. We're happy. We want good eye come back. We want good foot. Patricia Kisul, we see you. Good to have you, Patricia. Good to have each and every one of you here with us. Good to have you guys here with us. And again, Shondell Moses and all the other guys couldn't ask for a better audience. You guys are just fantastic. Glycis Mingo, how are you doing, Glycis? Trust that all is well where you are. The weather is fine. Just you got all those good things going for you all those good things. Weather-wise, Mary Adams, How are you, Mary? How are you? Folks, drop a comment in the master. We can give you all a shout out. Some of y'all just a peeping, can't peep all this here. Like, yeah, I don't want people y'all know, yeah, watching the show, yeah, peeping, yeah, this, yeah, all that. Drop a comment if you're peeping. And let's give you guys a shout out. We ain't called 400 names yet, and hundreds of you are on the live. Folks, do share that others get valid and credible information. Share, share, share. Maureen, I can enjoy my practice, girl. I can enjoy my practice. You try that. I can enjoy my practice. Marilyn Ford, good to see you. Marilyn says it's 46 degrees in Queens. Now that's hot. That's hot. 46 degrees in Queens. Stay cool, Marlon. Stay cool. Alexis Aldo is here too, and Carol Jonas. And I see Alicia Thomas is here. Yolanda, just turn up. Drop a comment. Let's see those names. Alicia Thomas, we see you. We see you. We see you. Faye Lion wants to know how is Guyana. It's wonderful. Otherwise, the people are always resilient. It's just the Jacobats and the trench crappers. The Jagabasi trench crappers. It's them. Them is the problem. Everything else good. Everything else good. There's lots to complain about. But we always keep putting one foot in front of the next and moving forward. Claudette Bobby Lewis, how are you doing, Claudette? Haven't seen you put your name there in a little bit. I gotta beg you for comment now. You see how y'all say, Claudette? You see how y'all stay? And I see, let me see. Just saw a comment there about French Guyana. Of course, we don't want to see what's happening in some other places. So I see Carol Jonas says French Guyana is in the house. Good to see you. French Guyana. Good to see you. We're in the Guyanas today. Carol, give folks our love there, our love in French Guyana. Good to have you, Carol Jonas. Good to have you. Good to have Claudette Bobby Lewis here as well, and Glycis and Pearson Ronaldo's. Good to see you, Pearson. Mary, Luke, and all the other guys joining us. I see Yvette Wolford is joining us on YouTube, or Tuba. Yvette Lewis is joining us there, folks. So much to share with you guys. So much to share with you guys. And, we're following this whole issue, for instance, of this businessman who was beating his 25-year-old with a belt, kicking her, slapping, all manner of things, folks. And one of the police stations there in Guyana, here in Guyana, is coming under severe criticism from the way for the way in which they're handling this matter. Folks says they aren't taking too kindly to how the Kitty police station, I think it is, that is how they're handling this matter, and they got to correct the course with that. We can get who people connected to. Wrong is wrong and right is right. We are here to it all. Wrong is wrong and right is right. Good to see Rhonda Lane joining us from the Namstel. Good to see you, Rhonda. Rhonda says the Namstel up in the here, sir. Good to see you, Rhonda. Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you, Rhonda. Hope other folks there in the Namstel gets the valid and credible information. Doreen Van Veel, we see you. Good day to you too, Doreen, and all the other guys joining us. Augustus Dimac. Augustus says it's 45 degrees. All right, let me hasten to capture this comment. Augustus. Kelvin Brower, we see you as well, Kelvin. We see you, Kelvin. Mortimer, Timothy Reynolds, and all the other guys. Ingrid King, we see you as well. Yep. Augustus comment just disappeared. Good to see you, though, Kelvin Brower, and Yvette. Yep. Augustus Demac says that it's 46 degrees Fahrenheit. Oh, I see. Augustus says it's 46 degrees Fahrenheit in Queens and not 46 degrees Celsius. Because that's why I was saying that's very hot. Yep. Good. Better Fahrenheit than Celsius. Happy for you guys now. Happy for you. I said some of y'all in some tubs of ice there. Cover them. All right. Good to have each and every one of you guys joining us. Basil Clark just showed up. Basil, rock and come in. Basil. Yeah, guys, we're covering quite a number of things in the newspapers. I got my Guardian out of the UK here, watching at it. It says trouble in the Ukraine. Thousands are being displaced because of what's happening with Russia and the Ukraine with that war there. And I'm watching the Sun. The Sun newspapers also says that, lots of stuff are happening. They're looking at the cost of living crisis that's occurring. Yep. It's more acute here than anywhere else. It's more acute here than any place else, folks. Yep, 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 yep. Yeah, those are just some of the headlines locally. As I said, we're following what's happening with this businessman and his daughter, and the abuse that seemed to have been meted out to her not only quite recently but over the years. Some of y'all needs, some of y'all is beasts. That's why I want y'all know. Some of y'all is beasts, and all right thinking Guyanese should just boycott that business. That'd be the advice I have for you. Boycott that business. Boycott the business. And of course, again, we said that the kitty cops. Uh, Another headline says kitty cops on investigation over mishandling of daughter's abuse report against city businessman. Yep, 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 yep. Some of y'all would sell out people for a plate of food, Not an easy. Sell people out for a plate of food. Sell people out for a plate of food. We also following a counselor there in Letem Region 9 dies after a bus crash, after bus crashes into tree rather, in Letem. Yep, we're following that. We're following that. We're following that, folks. Yep, yep, yep. And then another headline here says that Babishan seek 50% reduction in bridge toll. Well, it's 2 years then buys and they reduce it by 50%. It ain't happening now. You think it happening now? I ain't think it happening now. Babishan seek 50% reduction in bridge toll. Fuck, the hunger biting me here. The pangs of hunger for lunch. Bite in the eye. 50%. That is what the Babishans are seeking. hmm And then another headline here says um, that catfish had a walkabout over the weekend here at the Lenora Market. Had a walkabout here at the Lenora Market. Like, it's only when you get walkabout you get things, because they say now the market tarmac is going to be what recapped. It's going to be recapped. No. Mm-hmm. It's only like when you get walkabout, you got a little outreach in region 2 and region 10, you just get a little pranks. Right? It's only then. What a thing. What a thing. What a thing. But our topic for today, guys, our topic for today, Guyana Teking Bully. That's what we're talking about. Guyana Teking Bully. And the fact that Suriname seems to be taking advantage of Guyana because of our weak, poor, inept leadership. Right? How much lying to the fishermen going to take? How much lying to Chandel Moses, Shirley Crichton, and, you know, Dan Gravesani? How much lying to a fisherman going to take? Well, catfish. Well, not catfish. This is Papa Jack about himself. There was an outreach over the weekend to Region 6. And as part of that, Papa Jagabat met with some fishermen. Of course, the fishermen got a concern. Folks, it comes down to bread and butters issue. People want to feed a family in this country. Right? And you see, when you come down to that, you see the real people stand up. Right? People don't got time. When it comes down to putting food on the table, people don't got time with which party they support. And that is what is at stake here. That the fishermen in Babis, as well as the fishermen, for instance, right, here in Georgetown, got concerns, not Georgetown, in Region 4 rather, got concerns. Right? The fishermen got concerned. Lusignan fishermen, for instance, fishermen hailing from Lusignan Region 4 raised some concerns as well recently. Right? And I want to raise them with you because they got three issues at stake here. And this is not a new issue. This is an issue that this current install regime has failed miserably to address over the past 2 years. They have failed miserably over the past 2 years to address. Miserably. So here is Papa Jagabat. Just yesterday, talking with these fishermen on the quarantine. And he has to make the concession that on the issue of Guyanese fishermen obtaining licenses, who are obtaining the licenses from? Guyana? No. They got to obtain their licenses from Suriname. And they were told more than a year ago that they were going to be licensed by the Suriname authorities by March of this year. When March and come and gone, well, rather by January of this year, to be exact, by January 2022. Well, January has come and gone a long time ago. And the fishermen are now being bullied, and the administration in Guyana is now being bullied. Right? Because the what is happening there in Suriname, in Paramaribo, is that the Surinamese are buying these licenses from their government with no intention of fishing. They are buying these licenses with the sole intention of selling it to Guyanese fishermen who want to fish. And they're demanding a certain price for the license. Remember, Suriname was supposed to start licensing our fishermen, man, you to fish in our own waters. That's another story we come into. But at least they brokered this agreement for Suriname to license our fishermen to fish in the Quarantine River from January this year. Directly license our fishermen. That has not materialized. That has not materialized. And Surinamese are forcing Guyanese fishermen to pay anything between, it used to be 3,000 US per year. And now fishermen are complaining that Surinamese are forcing them to pay as much as 4,500 US per boat to fish. 4,500 US per boat to fish in the Quarantine River. Can you imagine that? But it's what Papa Jagabat says that is of interest. And y'all can be shocked. Y'all can be shocked. Not even not SHOCK. You gotta put SHAAAA shock. By the admission out of Papa Jagabat yesterday. You see when Santoki comes here, Chandrika Prasad, Santoki, the president of Suriname, it's just a set of photo up, you know. A set of cameras flashing and so on. It's photo up. Click, clicks, click, clicks. You know, it's photo up. But nothing real and tangible and coming out of these meetings. Photo up session. Right? Photo up, folks. That's all that's happening here. They come and they dress up nice. Cameras flash. And that's all that's happening. That is all that is happening. Right? Nothing more, nothing less. Nothing more, nothing less. All you got happening is a whole set of camera sound. Click, clicks, click, clicks, click, clicks. Otherwise, and nothing regular. It's a photo up. That's all that happening. Camera flashing. Right? But nothing more happening. Set the picture taken out. Set the picture taken out. Nothing more. I set a picture taken out. Nothing more. Photo ups. And you know why all these picture taken out? They just want to give little legitimacy. They just want to give little legitimacy to catfish them. Right? Oh, so the camera flash, you know, holy. camera, holy. Picture taken out. We be folding up newspapers and so on. But nothing more happening. Picture taker out to us. That's what the PPP is. But are issues being solved? No. No issues are being solved. None whatsoever. So again, first issue is that the Suriname is forcing our fishermen. If you want to fish in the quarantine river, you got to pay between 3,000 US per year and 4 or 5, and it's more of the latter end, per year per boat. That's number one, right? But here what Papa Jagabat said yesterday in this meeting in quarantine with fishermen, that lets you know how weak and inept that they are. Huh? You think they could have tried this with Forbes, Lyndon Forbes Sampson? Hmm? You think they could have tried this with Granger? You think they could have tried this with Aubrey Norton? With Aubrey C? Norton? You think they could have tried this? Here Papa Jagabat said yesterday, that lets you know we'll be there as a people, right? He says Suriname does not want to see this issue resolved because they are benefiting from this, so they are fighting to prevent the issue from being resolved. That's number one. That's part of what he said, Papa Jagabat, yes. Suriname doesn't want to see the issue resolved because they are benefiting from this, so they are fighting to prevent the issue from being resolved. So you tell me, them picture flash last year when Santoki came in for the first time was for nothing? That's what you are telling me? Them picture, Glycis and Desiree Manuel, Jean Williams, Cecile Ogle, Paulette Hawk, all them pictures flashing was for nothing? But it gets better. Hold on, man. Hold on. It gets better. It gets better. Hold on, man. Hold on. It gets better. Right? Jagabat went on to say that, he pledged again. He pledged that Guyana's government would continue to make representation to see the licenses issued. Remember, these licenses were supposed to issue since January 2022. That was promised since mid-year last year when Santoki came in for the first time. Mid-year last year, if not earlier, that these licenses, he pledging that their government will continue to try to resolve this problem. He says that they have been making representations at the highest level. Right? At the highest level. But hear this part. Hear this. This is the crux of the matter. Listen to this. He explained, and folks, I want to thank Starbucks News for doing some very thorough reporting on this matter, and in particular, reporter Bibi Ausman, with additional reporting provided by David Papana. Bibi Ausman and David Papana are the two journalists who are pursuing this matter, writing out of Starbucks News. I want to thank the newspaper in general for doing a pretty good job following up on this issue. So, Jagjo explained yesterday, meeting with these fishermen in the quarantine, who's sharing the time live stream? Who's smashing the emoji button for us, folks? Here he said, Papa Jagabat, right? All the information which was requested by Suriname in the early stages, this is early last year, was all quickly submitted, and still we are not seeing any movement on this matter. But it's not Ali and Santoki, they smiling up in every photograph you see them in, like if all things regular. Huh? Why? Huh? Because they're willing to sell anybody and sell the soul for little legitimacy. Once you can recognize them as a government, you can take how much picture you want. They ain't getting nothing out of the relationship. Right? But once you get to be called president of Guyana, right? It goes on here. It goes on here. Remember, he says now they're still trying to see if they get some movement on the matter. Here's what he says. Next, he says that Papa Jagabat, that is, it seems as though some people are very reluctant to have the issue resolved. And every time the leadership, the president, well, he's the only spokesman for Suriname. Every time the leadership, the president, and the leadership of the country try to resolve the matter, they are pushing back on him. So you tell, like Santoki's another puppet. Jagjo just get PR work for Suriname, because he telling us when Santoki try to resolve the matter, they're pushing back on him. Who's there? They are pushing back on him. So you telling me Santoki, Irfan came out last year and said they've come to a solution on this problem. Right? They have an agreement in Santoki. Where's all the state resources feeding Santoki? How's in Santoki here? He said we got an agreement. Them boys can get our Guyanese fishermen, right? We can get the boat licenses, even those by the Surinamese. We have an agreement. Well, the agreement did come and gone. And here Jack you're saying to we that every time Santoki raised the issue and the leadership raised the issue trying to resolve it, they are being pushed back. They have been pushed back on him. Who pushed him back against Santoki? Right? So you come, make deals, make arrangements that you can't keep when you go back home, and we still smiling up. Right? We still smile up. So our boys, and that's the first issue I raised, they got two more significant issues already. The first issue is that one, the price gone higher. Since this arrangement, I would suggest Irfan and Santoki stop talking. Because initially, them boys used to pay around 3,000 per year to license. Now it gone up to 4 or 5 since he Santoki talk. I would suggest he Santoki stop talking. Right? So this one, let me say, you gotta pay me price to fish in the quarantine. You gotta pay we price for fish in the quarantine. And now Jack, you telling me, Santoki, he's out Santoki mouthpiece now. Santoki really want to resolve the issue. But then by giving the pushback. Like Santoki's a puppet president too. Like Santoki, right, is another puppet president too. Mind you, all this time, we fishermen aren't getting for fish properly. All this time. The second issue is them buys when we pay day price. Jadio said we can't get no movement on this issue because things are what they are. How come them and bad for the Surinamese and Santoki? How come they could bad up for the interest groups here, but they can't bad up to the Surinamese? Huh? It's what the Surinamese give them. It's what they take from the Surinamese. Maybe they can't talk for we rights. Yeah? Trinidad and treating we like that, but we know things falling apart in Trinidad. And here you telling me Santoki can assert no influence, no authority in Suriname? And y'all smiling up with Santoki? Right? So here what he says further. He says that no fishermen should doubt their efforts. Right? Stressing that the PPP government will always support the fish folk. How? I thought supporting them mean getting the license for them from Surinamese. So if y'all can't do the how, y'all supporting them. Yeah? You tell me hampers coming. That's how y'all can support them. Little chowmin, little black eyed peas and split peas and so on. Acquire the Pine Island Calby tomorrow. But here was the second issue now. It gets worse, folks. It gets worse progressively. It gets worse progressively. So on the sidelines of this meeting at number 66, the fisheries co-op, right, chairman of the number 66 fisheries co-op, Pameshwar Jainarayan, Pameshwar Jainarayan. He said, now, the matter gets worse. Not only the Surinamese want we to pay them 4,500 US per year per boat to fish in the Quarantine River. Suriname now want us to park with boats in Suriname. Right? Listen to this. According to Starbuck News, following the meeting, Jain Narain explained to Starbuck News that license holders are now demanding that Guyanese fishermen, remember you're buying this license, you're renting this license from Surinamese who own the license. You got to rent it from them to fish in the quarantine. So license holders are now demanding that Guyanese fishermen leave their Surinamese licensed boats in the Naikeri River, without any security. Right? So how are you coming from your boat back to Guyana? That was a question that was raised. Right? That is a question that was raised. How are you coming from your boat back to Guyana? So you got to buy your license from, rent your license from Surinamese. You got to park your boat in Surinamese water. And then here what China Ryan tell Starbuck News. They are telling we, they are telling us we will have to take a small boat, put the workers inside and drive to Suriname and then load them in with big boats. And then we come on sea, right? Then we have to go and sell in Suriname and take a boat and bring them back. How they go work? That's China Ryan. That's the second issue I raise. Them boys telling me, one, we got to buy, we got to rent we license from them yearly per boat. And then we got to park we boat in Suriname. Take a little boat from we boat, come back to Guyana when you finish fishing. And then take another little boat and go back for your boat to fish in Surinamese water and sell your fish in Suriname. Right? And Jack, you never see a problem with that. We still take no picture and saw with sand took it every turn. What does Surinamese give we? What we take from them? Right? Folks, it gets worse. Y'all think that does it? Y'all think does it? Huh? Y'all think that is it? Huh? Y'all think that is it? The good book said when these things happen, it's the beginning of sorrows, not the end. It's the beginning. That's the beginning of sorrows. Them boys want you know, park your boat in Surinamese water. You got to get another little boat. Go for your boat when you're ready for fish. And then when you finish fishing, you park your boat, you get another little boat, and you come home. Oswald Smith, that makes sense. Run the lane, that makes sense. Gladstone Matthews, that makes sense. Folks, if it makes sense, oh, y'all share the live stream that others get valid and credible information. Why we taking bully? That's why I want to know. Like Catfish and Papa Jack, them, they bad for the ranks of the people. How come we bad enough to Suriname? That's why I want to know. How come we bad enough to Suriname? Well, here the other issue now. Here the other issue. Here the other issue that's coming up here. Here's the other issue. Suriname telling we now, you don't only got for buy rent your license from we. 4,500 per year per boat. You don't only got to park your boat in we water and however you meet home and back. That's your business. Right? Here is Suriname telling me next. This is the donor. And Jack, you them the quiet. Taking bully. Here's the donor. Further, the holders of the Surinamese licensed boats, right? The owners are now being told they got to cut the boat. Surinamese got a requirement that the boats cannot be longer than 33 feet. And most of the boats, of course, are already built between 40 to 33 feet. Let me read what the paper said. Just for clarity. Holders of the Surinamese license are requesting that their licensed boat owners now cut their vessels, which are already built between 40 to 50 feet. He said if the boats are to be cut, then fishermen will face a number of issues. He pointed out that they would not be able to move around the boat comfortably, and they won't have enough storage for their gasoline, for their ice, and then it would be dangerous, right? Water jump in the boat, right? Water can jump in the boat. So Surinamese want you pay 4-5 per year. Yeah, hear story here. We taking bully. Pay 4-5 per boat. US 4,500 per year per boat. You must park your boat in Surinamese water. Catch a little boat. Well, go home however you want, go home and come back. When you're ready for fish again. And then you go for cut your boat down to size. Down to size. Right? This doesn't sound like the Surinamese when we fish in this river for truth. This sounds like Surinamese and flap, y'all. Right? Because you're making things more and more difficult. Right? Why Guyana taking bully? Where you thought there? You wanna where you thought there? Let me show you where you thought there. Folks, this thing, if it wasn't so serious, it would be a comedy. If it wasn't so serious, because all the time is Jack you talking, me here a word was Zulfikar Musi for the Ministry of Agriculture say yet. Fisheries and livestock. Me here is Jack you it's Papa Jack about talking all the time. I ain't here Tad on the issue. You know what's Tad role? You know what's Tad role at the meeting? Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation. Well, he ain't getting this Suriname for cooperate at all. You know what Tad role? Start taking notes. Because here's story here. Start taking notes. Right? Here's story here. Right? In this meeting that happened, I want to give it accurately. In this meeting that happened, oh, here was story here though. Jagju had a meeting yesterday, told Minister of Foreign Affairs, Utah, to compile a report on the harassment highlighted by the fishermen and forward it to Irfan, forward it to Irfan, who in turn will forward it to the Surinamese president. So the Foreign Affairs minister in this meeting as Jagdio's secretary, he must compile, right, a report, forward it to Irfan, and Irfan could forward it to the Surinamese president. Mind you, all of these complaints are complaints that were raised in the initial meeting with Santoki. And they said they come to a solution. Suriname will directly license Guyanese fishermen, and not the way it's currently being done, where Suriname is renting the license to Guyanese, right? So Santoki will not be hearing anything that is new. But that has now been reduced to taking notes in Jagno meeting. And when we call them house slaves, and tokenism, right? When we call them house slaves, they vex. But you got a meeting with fishermen and you taking notes for Jack New. You got a secretary. You taking notes to far to Irfan. Right? So like they don't sit down in cabinet, and discuss these issues. They don't sit down in cabinet and discuss. He have to take notes to far to Irfan. So Irfan could forward to Santoki. Y'all see the madness happening here? Right? So there's a similar issue that is engaging the administration's attention. Folks, this is so serious, it's funny now. There's a similar issue with Lusignan, as I said to you, dear fishermen. A similar issue here. Here's Klong Zulfikar. Zulfikar was asked apparently on the sidelines of this meeting, like he did taking notes though. Right? He did taking notes for Jagdio. He was asked what happened with this issue with Lusignan and Lusignan fishermen. Here was Zulfikar said. Zulfikar just big, he got sense. He just big. He just big, people. He just big. Zulfikar told the media, told Starbuck News, right, that the ministry is awaiting a proposal from the Surinamese authority on the matter. He related that whilst in Ecuador recently, he got go so far for talk to the Surinamese foreign minister. Surinamese right next door, He got waited to go to Ecuador for talk to the Surinamese agriculture minister, right? Because they were already supposed to have that proposal. And he was asked why the delay. He said he was at the 37th session of the FAO Regional Conference for Latin America in Ecuador. And he said he and Surinamese Minister of Agriculture and Livestock had a discussion on the matter concerning Lusignan, not quarantine, Lusignan, the Lusignan fishermen, right? He says we are still talking to Suriname, and hopefully we can have an agreement shortly. We're still talking to them, and hopefully we can have an agreement, right? The report says here, the last time I spoke, this is Zulfikar. The last time I spoke with their Minister of Agriculture was in Ecuador, and he told me that they will send a proposal to us to look at. He told me that he will get it to me as quickly as possible. This was months ago. Quickly as possible, because I told him it is very much needed for us in Guyana, Mustafa said. Asked what could be the rationale behind the delay, the minister said that he remains optimistic. He remains optimistic. Oh, shucks. He remains optimistic. Folks, if this is not buffoonery, I don't know what is. If this is not buffoonery, with chased by confusion, powder, and pocketery, I don't know what is. If you got an agreement between Santoki and Irfan that is not seeing the light today, I don't know why you believe that. What if Minister of Agriculture in Suriname tell you go hold water? So he's optimistic. He's optimistic that whatever arrangement he's trashing out for the fishermen in Lusiknan, right, gonna be put to the top of the agenda for the Quarantine River, and not the arrangement between Santoki and Irfan. You see the buffoonery, right? They're just big, folks. Full stop, right? The rest of us, we big, but we got sense. They're just big. They're just big. So he remains optimistic. He remains optimistic. So Suriname wants us, folks. Suriname wants us. We must buy this, rent this license from their fishermen at these exorbitant prices. They're extorting us, right? We got to park with boats in their water. However, we come home and go back for fish, there's we business. And then you must cut your boat down to size. And then by saying, this is the best we could do, but Irfan and Santoki laughing and smiling up, big hugging up, as though all things is well. Huh? I hear the OB Suriname strong, but like it's true. Because like Irfan get do. Like Irfan get do. Right? Like Irfan get do. They say the OB in Suriname strong. They say it's the strongest in the world, stronger than the Ethiopia. Huh? But like it's a combination to fix Irfan with. Because Irfan can't separate the suffering of his people from his friendship, quote unquote, with Santoki. Huh? With his friendship from Santoki, the fishermen suffer with Irfan Lemon K. Right? Irfan Lemon K. So there's one issue here. This is the economics of it. And there's another issue that goes to our territorial sovereignty. There's another issue that goes to our territorial sovereignty. And as Starbuck News again pointed out in an editorial mid last year, we seem to have conceded. We seem to have conceded sovereignty in that region to the Surinamese. We seem to have conceded that to them. Right? Because in that editorial titled Fishing License, and you can go back and read it for yourself, it was published on the 29th day of August 2021, Starbuck News wasn't playing with them. Starbuck News wasn't playing with them. So let me give you guys some context based on Starbuck News reporting again in this editorial of the international relations aspect of it, which concerns territorial sovereignty. Because in Starbuck News reporting, Starbuck News says, from the second half of the last century, the Surinamese have adopted an aggressive posture in relation to the whole length of their border with Guyana. A draft treaty between the Netherlands and the UK in the 1930s would have given the whole of the quarantine to Suriname and the New River Triangle to what was then British Guyana. The maritime boundary was to take as its starting point a marker which was laid down at number 61 village, which was then to follow a 10-degree line for 3 nautical miles across the territorial sea. The problem is that the treaty was never signed owing to the intervention of the war in 1939. This is the Second World War, 1939. And after that, Suriname nationalists put pressure on its authorities in The Hague not to sign it. In 2000, Surinamese gunboats evicted the CGX rig from waters which were later determined to belong to Guyana. The aim was to use this act of force, presumably with the implied threat of further force if necessary, as a lever to extract concessions along the length of the border. After a series of fruitless boundary negotiations, Guyana took the maritime dispute to the International Tribunal for the Laws of the Sea in Hamburg, which found in Guyana's favor. Which found in Guyana's favor. Starbuck News reporting goes on to state the Surinamese public was shocked because it had been informed by more than one government it was certain to win the case. In order to sweeten the pill somewhat, then President Venetian told his compatriots that the tribunal had granted the Quarantine River to Suriname. And that was a lie. It was not. The decision did not deal with the status of the river, the status of the river at all. Although the introductory section, which includes the historical background to the dispute, stated that the 1799 agreement between Suriname and Berbice governors, the border was to run along the west bank of the Quarantine River. Not only, as already mentioned, did this not form part of the judgment, it was also inaccurate. The eminence of the justices, notwithstanding, it was inaccurate. The agreement did not give Suriname ownership of the river. So I'm just giving you some international context as is clearly articulated, and I endorse this reporting out of Starbuck News, right? Did not give them jurisdiction of the river. But as I said, it would appear to all and sundry that we have conceded. We have conceded that the whole river belonged to Suriname. The whole river belonged to Suriname. But this is not strange, my people, because Jack Dio in the past, Papa Jagabat in the past, conceded part of the territory to Venezuela as well. They have no appreciation for how these boundaries are delineated according to international law. You don't believe he conceded part of the territory to Venezuela? You don't believe it? Oh, take a listen for yourself. Take a listen for yourself, people. Take a listen.
Leader of the opposition, Barjack in 2015, had said that he believed that there are other courses Guyana can take with regards to the Guyana-Venezuela border controversy to resolve the matter. But one view expressed by Mr. Jack Dio had raised some eyebrows. This was what he had to say in October 2015.
You could probably, on the maritime area, give Venezuela a channel out to the sea. So you make a slight concession in the maritime area, but make sure that you do not concede any territory that is land based.
Days after that statement by Mr. Jack Dio, Venezuela further denounced ExxonMobil drilling in the Essequibo River. But Mr. Jack Dio does not see any relationship between his statement and Venezuela's denunciation. In fact, he said Venezuela issuing a decree to Guyana is nothing new. But when pressed further by Nightly News about if his statement might have pushed Venezuela to issue that decree, Mr. Jack Dio responded.
I can't do say what Venezuela will say. Venezuela, days after they came in.
Yep. It's a slight concession for me. We could give Venezuela a slight concession to the territory. We could give Venezuela a slight concession to the territory. But it seems they have given Suriname concession to the territory as well. These people know what they're doing. Gladstone Matthews, Maxine Monroe, they know what they're doing. We could give a slight concession. They know what they're doing. Weak leadership. Weak leadership is a slight concession for me. We could give a slight concession to Venezuela. Slight in international law, you give a man slight concession to your territory. Well, they give a slight concession to Suriname as well. These are the people who lord over us, folks. These weaklings, weak leadership, they could smell and Forbes Sampson born on my shoe. Huh? They could smell Chetty Jagon shoe. These jagabats and trench crappers, oh, those leaders of yore must be rolling in the grave, must be somersaulted and tumbling in the grave when they see what we got for leadership. Weak leadership. Natalia Odwin, weak leadership. Glycis Mingo Bourne, Oswald Boyd, Bino, weak leadership. Carol Jonas, weak leadership. Weak. And the fishermen crying out. The fishermen crying out. Weak leadership. 1 year later, they said to this nation they had a solution. Suriname had agreed to certain concessions. Right? But even them conceding the quarantine river to Suriname, the people have not even licensed our boats, and our fishermen are suffering. Weak leadership. Right? I see them and I shudder that they're in charge of this country of ours. There's a scene, and there's an epic scene in the movie Troy, when Brad Pitt has killed the hero of Troy, and he stands over his dead body in that Coliseum. He said, "This is all you have." When you look at Jagdi them out there, this is all we got. Is this all we have? Right? You saying, "Oh, wait, man, we try, But the Surinamese, I want to give them license, fishermen. We trying. Right? But we going to pose up with Santoki like all is well. How this thing so one-sided? Huh? And we going to hug up and smile up and chummy with Santoki. And we fishermen can't fish in the quarantine. And we good with that? We good with that? Catfish mentality? Jackabat mentality? We good with that? We in residence at no international forum? We good with that? Go aside. Get weak leadership. Right? John said we can make a slight concession. We can make a slight concession for the Venezuelans. But I don't make one for the Surinamese. Listen to you again, listen to you.
Dean had said that he believed that there are other courses Guyana can take with regards to the Guyana-Venezuela border controversy to resolve the matter. But one view expressed by Mr. Jack Dio had raised some eyebrows.
Plenty eyebrows.
This was what he had to say in October 2015.
Jagabat.
You could probably, on the maritime area, give Venezuela a channel out to the sea. So you make a slight
concession for
in
me.
the maritime area, but make sure that you do not concede any territory that is land-based.
Days after that statement by Mr. Jack.
Yep. So still concession. You could concede your territorial sovereignty out at sea. Right? But that's not a problem. You don't see that's a problem. Why do you think they will settle for the only? And won't be coming after other things like land territory next? Huh? This is all we got? This is it? Forbes and Chetty. Even Janet must be tumbling in the grave. Right? Tumbling in the grave. Folks, y'all better share the damn live stream that others get valid and credible information. This is where we die now. This is it. Just it. That's what you're telling me in this brave new world. Jack, this is it. Air finale is it. Really? Give me a damn break. Call me back when you're all serious. This is it. These are the bright people. That's so bright and so smart. And so strategic is them. Who can't even stand up for we fishermen to the Surinamese? Is them. Give me a damn break. Right? Leadership like art. John Maxwell says it. You know it when you see it. And this is not leadership. Far from leadership material. Leadership is like good art. You know it when you see it. And this is not it. This is not it. But it's up for we. It's up to us if we can settle for it. It's up to the fishermen if they can settle for this as leadership. So ExxonMobil, you can't have a fish in your own waters with them. Suriname, you can't fish in your own waters with them. Maybe there's a people. Maybe there's a people. It reminds me of Antoinette in that novel we read for CXC, The White Sargasso Sea. She said, I often wonder, who is my people and where's my home? Right? Fishermen must be asking themselves, is maybe they're in my own country? You can't fish ExxonMobil there. You can't fish in the country. Where the hell we could fish? Jack do them is it? Catfish them is it? I think not. I think not. I refuse to settle for that. I refuse to settle for that as leadership. Other people can settle for it. I refuse to settle for it. We refuse to settle for it. Jacobats and trench crappos. We refuse to settle for that kind of leadership. Folks, unfortunately, that's our time. That's our program. You are listening to our international podcast, Below the Belt. Who vex? Lose. Who vex? We got to stop taking bully. We got to stop taking bully. And Jack Dion, Irfan, I need to grow up here. Develop a spine. Don't only get mouth for people internally. Got mouth for next door. Don't only get mouth for Rowley. Got mouth for Chantoki. You guys know who for run up to though. You guys know who for run to. Monkey know which limb for jump on. You guys know who for run. Who y'all bad for, y'all and bad for? Who y'all bad? Who y'all should be bad for, y'all and bad for? Right. Who we gonna depend on for share this live stream today? For smash this emoji button. Who we can depend on today to come back and partner with me so we could keep doing these programs, bringing you valid and credible information. We know they're playing, people. Yeah, but we are y'all against we. You for us or you against us? We gotta continue. We gotta continue valid and credible information. You think you can see this in NCN broadcasting? I want to see 5 of them ministers sit down on NCN and talk about the territorial sovereignty. What Suriname doing we? No. But let's Kwame slap a MP. You can see how much of them run out doing a set of programs to defend them. You understand me? Let somebody publish a little jingle on Facebook. You can see letters coming from them ministers. But we ask somebody fishermen what Suriname doing we? Huh? You know who you are bad for. Folks, we got several platforms available that y'all can contribute to. We playing out here. We tell you we do homework. We're about credible and valid information, amplifying voices. That's what we're doing out here, That's we passion. We passion. That's we passion. People, valid and credible information. We are available via Cash App. We are available via Zelle. We are available via PayPal, MMG, Western Union, MoneyGram. Anything that I miss? Stripe. We come into Stripe soon. Who know about Stripe? You're supposed to know. We come into Stripe soon. Right? Find a way to partner with us, folks. There's so much more we want to do. So much more. You only interest finances, So much more we want to do on your behalf. Help us. Help us. We want no help from the catfish and jacobats. They can't even help their own damn self. They can't even help with people. Some of y'all, please, tag the Surinamese. Tag Santoki. Because he taking bully in your own country. You can't make international agreements, bilateral agreements, and you can't go home and ratify them. What kind of president is you? You is another puppet. Another puppet. Because who pulling his strings? He must have got for you own Jack to deal with. You own proper Jagabat to deal with. Don't come around with funny. We gonna fight for our countrymen. We don't care if they vote PPP or not. All we in the same boat. Right? The same boat. They got to pay 4 or 5 in Suriname. The same boat. They got to park in Suriname. The same boat that we got cut down to size. We in the same boat. Don't come wrong with funny. That's our time, folks. That's our program. We back this evening in the ring. We can continue to talk the things. Who vex lose? Thanks to each and every one of you for joining our international podcast, folks. Darren is there. Marilyn Thomas, we see you. Lysis Mingaborn, we see you. You want to know how to come on board to partner with us, guys? 627-6963 is our number. WhatsApp us on that number. WhatsApp us. We'll tell you how you can contribute to our programs. Put your money where your mouth there. Boots on the ground. It costs us something to do this, guys. To bring this to you consistently, morning, noon, and night. Be out here, be on the forefront, making sure that you guys know what's going on. It costs us something. Find a way to come on board and partner with us. Right? We ain't telling you how much to give. You got to know how your finances flow. We understand what's happening out there. Things tight. We understand, but find a way, and we want to say thanks to all those folks who've been keeping it real and helping us to grow from strength to strength. God, guys, hearten us. Keep doing this. You boy us day after day, program after program, hour after hour, to be out here fighting. Guys, you make the difference. You make the difference. When a woman calls you and she says, son, as a pensioner, but I'll give you something because I need this information. I need this. They got people who tell me, I start buying the papers because it's a bundle of nonsense. Them by telling me it's a bundle of nonsense. Here is where I get the credible and valid information. And I put in my money with my mouth there, with my ears there, put in my money. It heartens us, and we hope that you see we've been good stewards. We've been good stewards. We've been trying to do a professional job with the limited resources we've had. And as we get more folks, we try to do more. That's our time. That's our program. Stay safe where you guys are. Peace and power. Stay militant. Stay vigilant. We out here. Who vex lose? Who vex vex? Thanks for joining our international podcast. Ensure that you share the live stream. Ensure that you smash that emoji button. Ensure that you come back and you partner with us. We out here. We out here, folks. That's our time. That's our program. Stay safe. See you guys back this evening. Stay safe. That's what I say.